She was born from a corpse stitched back together. She was nothing more than pieces of the dead, assembled by an evil demon for its own purpose. This story begins in an age when darkness covered the world. The nine-headed serpent demon Jiu Ying awakened and brought chaos to the world. To stop it, the dragon god Sai Wen sacrificed himself and sealed the monster away, but his power shattered and scattered across the world. Hundreds of years passed, and the peace that once protected the world was finally coming to an end. A series of horrifying murders began to appear, with people's hearts being brutally ripped from their chests. Cultivators and sorcerers from every corner of the land set out to hunt down the demon responsible. In Luan City, the Wei family was preparing for a grand wedding, but no one knew that this wedding would soon become the center of a terrifying conspiracy. Lu Wuyi appeared to be a beautiful young woman, but she was secretly that of a nine-tailed fox from the moonless realm. She was sent on a mission to investigate the heart-stealing demon. Using a magical spell, she disguised herself as the bride's relative and secretly entered the Wei residence. But she wasn't the only unexpected guest at the wedding. There was also Wu Shiguang, a mysterious and cold young sorcerer, and two disciples from Xilin sect, Ji Ling, an innocent and kind-hearted young man, and Li Jie, who always protected him like an older brother.
Chaos broke out as everyone began to suspect one another. Wu Shiguang disguised himself as the groom and ended up clashing with Wu Wangyan, Lu Wuyi's older fox sister. The cultivators quickly turned against each other, each believing the others were demons in disguise. But in the middle of the fight, one of the wedding guests suddenly had his heart ripped out. At that moment, everyone became a suspect. They were all bound by a deadly curse that would slowly consume their lives, unless they found the real killer.
Caught between life and death, Lu Wuyi decided to get close to Ji Ling for a reason tied to an old prophecy. Every time she smiled at him, the innocent Ji Ling completely lost his composure. For some strange reason, he felt an unfamiliar sense of familiarity with her, as if they had met long ago. A trap was set at a weaving workshop to lure out the heart-stealing demon. But the truth shocked everyone when Lu Wuyi fell into the trap and was forced to reveal her true form as a nine-tailed fox.
Ji Ling was heartbroken when he learned that the woman he couldn't stop caring about was actually a demon. But she wasn't the real killer, because the true heart-stealing demon only had 8 tails. Before things could spiral out of control, the moonlight suddenly shone down from the sky. It pulled the two fox sisters back to the moonless realm, right before everyone's eyes. There, Lu Wuyi purified her mind, and the walls around her memories finally came crashing down. She finally remembered that during her very first mission, when her hands were stained with blood, Ji Ling was the only one who stayed by her side and comforted her on her loneliest night. But she was also the one who erased his memories with her own hands.
As the truth hidden in the shadows slowly came to light, the real demon finally revealed itself. Lu Wuxi and her older sister returned to the human world to capture Xiao Wei, the traitorous fox who had been hiding under the identity of young Master Liu. He had done everything for one reason: to use the fate talisman to find Miss Yu, the woman who had once saved him in a previous life. But tragedy struck once again, when Miss Yu was betrayed and murdered by her close friend, Steward Luo, who wanted her fortune. Driven mad by grief, Xiao Wei unleashed the dragon god's power that he had once received in the past and completely lost control. He attacked Ji Ling and left him on the verge of death.
When Ji Ling's body was brought back to Xilin sect, a cruel truth finally came to light. The Ji Ling everyone knew and loved was never a real person. He was nothing more than a wooden puppet brought to life. At the same time, Xiao Wei stormed into Xilin sect in an attempt to revive the woman he loved. The battle became so intense that the real dragon god, Si Wen, was forced to step in and stop the fight. Everyone was stunned because the mighty dragon god looked exactly like Ji Ling. They looked exactly like twins.
The battle ended with Miss Yu's death, and with her final breath, she asked Xiao Wei to let go of the path. As Xiao Wei disappeared, the dragon god's power flowed into Wu Shiguang's body. Meanwhile, the cold and distant dragon god, Si Wen, walked over and took Ji Ling's worn-out doll from Lu Wuyi's hands without a single word. But Lu Wuyi refused to give up. She secretly sneaked into Xilin sect to find out whether Si Wen was truly her Ji Ling. Instead, Si Wen coldly ordered her to leave. Even so, she secretly created another Ji Ling. The new Ji Ling woke up with the same innocent smile and ran after her with a white flower in his hand. He promised that the next time they met, he would give her a flower that would never wither.
Before long, the grudges of the past pulled everyone into an even deeper conflict. An ancient prophecy foretold that the dragon god would eventually fall. Believing that the dragon god had wiped out his entire clan, Wu Shiguang was determined to take revenge. He joined forces with Wu Wangyan and asked her to guide him in searching for the next dragon power. Meanwhile, Lu Wuyi was ordered to keep an eye on her older sister, who had been accused of betrayal, and to eliminate Si Wen. So she stole the command token and secretly infiltrated Xilin sect.
There, she witnessed Ji Ling being killed right before her eyes, and before she could do anything, Siwen captured and imprisoned her. Eventually, everyone set out to search for the second dragon power, hidden within the desert of corpses. There, the blue monkey demon Wu Shiki activated the Starstone illusion and pulled everyone's souls back into the past. Inside the 1,000-year illusion, Wu Shiguang and Wu Wangyan lived together as husband and wife until old age. Meanwhile, Siwen and Lu Wuyi returned to the past and became lovers once again. But the real danger was Ju Ying, who had secretly possessed Lu Wuyi's body to seize the Starstone. As the illusion began to collapse and a massive sandstorm tore the world apart, Siwen and Lu Wuyi held onto each other's hands and fought their way to the Starstone. Together, they escaped and returned to the present. But the moment they opened their eyes, Siwen let go of her hand and became cold and distant once again. The truth hidden inside the illusion shattered everyone's heart. Wu Shiguang discovered that the one who had massacred his entire clan in the past was actually Wu Wangyan, who had been possessed by Ju Ying. Love and hatred collided, and Wu Wangyan decided to cut off her 9th tail to atone for her sins and disappear forever. But Shiguang stopped her and promised that he would stay by her side. Then the greatest secret of all was finally revealed. After obtaining the second dragon power, Wu Shiguang gained the ability to see through all illusions, and what he saw left him speechless. The dragon god standing before him was not Siwen. It was Ji Ling, the blind fox from the past. To repay a life debt to his older brother, he had swallowed a dragon scale and taken on the identity of a false dragon god. He locked himself away inside the sect, gave up his freedom, and watched the people around him disappear one by one. He pretended to be cold and distant and created a puppet version of Ji Ling just so he could see her again, because his real body could never leave the sect. Overhearing the truth, Lu Wuyi was moved to tears. At last she realized that Ji Ling had never left her. Ji Ling took her beneath the dragon scale cave and showed her countless wooden puppets. He returned the old Awu doll to her and exchanged it for a pair of glowing cicadas as a symbol of how much he missed her. But their happiness didn't last long, because an even crueler truth was waiting for them as they set out in search of the third dragon power, which was in the hands of the drought demon, Hanba. As Lu Wuyi continued investigating, she uncovered a devastating truth. She had never truly existed. She was nothing more than pieces of a dead fox stitched back together by Ju Ying, and hidden inside her heart was the final fragment of Ju Ying's soul. The only way to destroy Ju Ying completely was for Lu Wuyi to die. At the same time, her memories began to fall apart. She discovered that she had been trapped in an endless time loop, reliving the same events over and over again. Ji Ling secretly learned that she had been risking everything to change their fate. The growing confusion caused the cultivators to turn against one another. Because of a misunderstanding, Wu Shiguang took the spirit ring away from Ji Ling. Left completely alone, Ji Ling sank into despair. After Hanba was destroyed, a great drought swept across the world. Amid the chaos, Ji Ling regained his senses and finally pieced everything together. He finally understood why Lu Wuyi had gone back in time 26 times. She wasn't following Ji Ying's order. In every timeline she remembered, Ji Ling always sacrificed himself to save the world and died right before her eyes. Unable to accept that fate, Lu Wuyi endured having her body torn apart by Jishan's time-traveling power and returned once again to change the ending. This time, she decided that she would be the one to defy fate and save him. Lu Wuyi unleashed all of her power and destroyed the drought, but her body vanished in the process. Watching the woman he loved die before him, Ji Ling fell into despair and was consumed by Jishan, becoming a sleeping prince. Lu Wuyi was later brought back to life by Jishan's power. To save Ji Ling, she asked to travel back 150 years into the past and search for another way to change his fate. Although Jishan was born from Ji Ling's loneliness, all he ever wanted was for Ji Ling to find happiness. That was why he gave Lu Wuyi the power to save him. This time, Lu Wuyi finally discovered a beautiful truth. She had been by his side all along. A fragment of her soul had lived inside the old Awu doll, comforting him whenever he wanted to give up on life. She even sacrificed one of her magical tails and became blind, just to bring him back to his senses. But in the end, Ji Ling chose to give up his dragon scale to protect her heart. If Shiguang could destroy Ju Ying, she would finally be able to live. Without the dragon scale, Ji Ling's body slowly faded away. When Lu Wuyi woke up and found that he was gone, she was completely devastated. In her grief, the ancient demon Ju Ying, which had been hiding inside her heart all this time, finally consumed her. It wanted to destroy the entire world. Everyone joined forces for one final battle. Even after becoming the 10th dragon and obtaining the 4th dragon power that Ji Ling had left behind, Wu Shiguang was still unable to defeat Ju Ying. The only way to end everything was to erase Lu Wuyi's existence from every timeline. Reborn through the Heartstone and the final dragon power left behind by Si Wang, Ji Ling traveled back to the very beginning. He stopped Ju Ying from placing the Stone of Wisdom inside her heart and took her away through the River of Time. At last, Wu Shiguang destroyed Ju Ying, while Wu Wangyan sacrificed her life to cleanse the demonic energy within the Golden Scale Tree and keep the world alive. And then time began to flow once more. After Ji Ling changed the past and erased Lu Wuyi's existence from this timeline, the world was reborn in peace. Everyone came back to life, but all memories of the tragedy had completely disappeared. Only Wu Shiguang remembered everything. He returned to the moonless realm to find Wu Wang'an and begin their love story once again. In another world, a world without demons, wars, or tears, Ji Ling was nothing more than an ordinary young man who owned a small flower shop. And Lu Wui was just an ordinary young woman who happened to stop and admire the flowers she loved. The moment their eyes met, the hearts that had been lonely for centuries trembled once again. Ji Ling ran after her, carrying a large bouquet of pure white flowers. With the brightest smile on his face, he offered the flowers to her. They were ordinary flowers, but in this world, they would never wither again.